guys, EV124 here, and this is Google Pixel 5. And we're back from the epic B-roll shot that I hopefully did right. So, Pixel 5 is Google's latest phone. It is a great phone, a pretty solid phone. Like, you're not going to get your super high speed Snapdragon 888 765. No, that's what it is. You're not going to get your 888 or 865, whatever speeds, but the 765G is plenty fast enough for this device. Now, I ran some benchmarks, and I didn't actually run the benchmarks yet. I'm completely lying. So we're going to do that now. Let me just get the app open. Where did Geekbench go? There it is. Now just realize that Geekbench and benchmarks should not be used to compare other phones to other phones. But we're starting the Geekbench test now. If I do everything correctly, the screen recording will be off to one of my sides, whatever one I choose, in video editing, because I'm screen recording this, and let's see how it turns out eventually. Yeah, I'm gonna go pause the recording. And we're back from the benchmark results. I will take a screenshot of that, and I will put it right over here on this wall, right about here. So hopefully you're seeing that now. It has a single core score of 557 and a multi-core score of 1,549. And now it's time for my thoughts on the Pixel 5. First of all, is it worth $699? Maybe, like, it's pretty good, a really good phone, but like, there's the S20 FE, which has a plastic back. This has a plastic back, but it's also got a metal frame. And the S20 FE also has, like, probably, it has more cameras, so, and some people would say it takes better photos. I won't say that. I think the Pixel 5 is still up at the top, falling behind probably like the S21 Ultra, because that phone just dominates now. Because I mean, like, they have way too small of a sensor in here. They really need to upgrade that. Google, if you're watching this, which you aren't, because I only have like 163 subscribers right now, please make the sensor on the Pixel 6 larger so we can have better photos. Okay. And also the S20 FE has 120 Hz screen. This one only has 90. So it really depends on your preference. Like, I think stock Android is way better than One UI, but that is a preference thing. So, for the average person who's just looking for a really good phone to buy and doesn't want all the Samsung stuff or all the OnePlus stuff, this phone is for those kind of people. But even then, I just find myself recommending the 4A or the 4A 5G, which the 4A comes in at $350 and the 4A 5G comes in at $500. And the 4A 5G is practically identical to this phone, except it doesn't have 90 hertz, it doesn't have a metal frame, it doesn't have reverse wireless charging or wireless charging, and one thing it does have though is a headphone jack, which Google's not adding back on their flagships anytime soon. So, for those people who still want those flagship-like features, but don't want the OnePlus software or the Samsung software, then this phone, this is for them. But for someone who would want like a headphone jack and doesn't care about wireless charging or those flagship features, 4A 5G. If someone really just needs a really good camera for a really cheap price, Pixel 4A. Because the Pixel 4A has almost identical camera output to this phone, except it doesn't have an ultra wide, which the 4A 5G does. So the 4A 5G coming in at $200 cheaper than this phone makes this phone look like a bad deal, but it isn't a bad deal if you're the right kind of person for it. It's got, I mean, like, it's a pretty solidly built phone. Like, I've dropped this a few times, and obviously I put a screen protector, and there's a case over there, the official Google one, because this is my first ever brand new phone. I don't want to break it, otherwise I would be definitely using it caseless right now. But I'm not risking it because it's my first ever brand new phone. And for those people who just need a really good camera, 4A. People who want a really good camera and an ultra wide and 5G even, 4A 5G. But if you don't care about having no headphone jack and you want a 90 hertz screen and you want Google software and you want the flagship features this offers at the $700 price point, then this is for you. But if you want the best $700 phone, don't buy this phone. If you want the best camera for the best price, don't buy this phone. If you want a cheap 5G phone, don't buy this phone. But if you want all the things this phone has to offer, then buy this phone and you won't regret it. Now, the cameras. Of course, the cameras, they're great. It's a Pixel. I have taken some photos previously, and depending on whether I'm feeling like it or not, I'll post them like on this curtain and this wall. Who knows? I might do that, I might not. We'll just have to see. But yeah, the photos, they're really good. Because it's Pixel camera software, which has always been good. From the very beginning of the first Pixel XL, which I have over in the corner over there. So, if you are the right kind of person for this phone, then it's a good phone. Like, even if you don't want everything this has to offer, it's still a really good phone and you'll like it. It's only if you, like, if you hate Google, then obviously don't get a Google phone. If you want, like, stock Android still, but you don't. What? I wasn't talking to you, Google. if you want stock Android, but you don't want to have the pixel experience, Sony phones have stock Android with some added stuff on top of it, but it's mostly stock. Motorola phones, stock Android with Motorola features. So, oh my god. So, obviously, this also has the next gen assistant built in, and I will do a test of that right now. Let it start screen recording. Record audio, device audio, show touch. Okay, start recording. So, it uses context. So, if for example, I'm asking Google, um, MKBHD, it will show who he is, and if I'm in Twitter and I want
Or go
to see, like, I don't know, who's on Twitter, Mr. Who's the Boss. I can pull up the assistant, Mr. Who's the Boss. That's not what I meant. Don't ask it that then. I'm just gonna go with MKBHD. MKBHD. It puts him in the Twitter search. Context. That was one of the many cool features of next gen Google Assistant. And also, there's two really cool features on this phone for calling. There's call screen, which basically lets you, if you like get a call from a number you don't recognize, there's a little call screen button. You click that, and your Google Assistant will answer the phone for you, and they will talk. They will tell the person that you were talking to a call screening service from Google, and that the person you're trying to reach is using that. And then they'll say the reason that they called, and if they say like, "Oh, this is your dentist. I'm calling about your next appointment," you can click transfer call to me, and Google Assistant will tell them, "Okay, transferring call back to the person," and then you can talk on the phone with them. But if it's a spam call and you start seeing something like, "You have received a complimentary stay at a hotel in West Virginia," then you can click report as spam. It will tell it to get out, remove your number from the call list, and it will report and will put the number in Google's database as a spam number. So now when other people get a call from them, it will put at the top of the screen, possibly spam. So that's call screening. And one of the newest features they added to this for calling is hold for me. I don't make many phone calls where I'm on hold, so I haven't got to try that out. In fact, I never make any phone calls where I'm on hold, so I haven't got to try that out. But it sounds cool that Google Assistant will wait on hold for you. You go do other things, and when there's someone waiting on the line for you, Google Assistant will be like, "Hey, there's someone on the phone now." You'll be like, "Oh, okay," and you talk to them. And they also released other couple cool software things, which gets me to my point that Google is not a hardware company. You are not buying this phone for the hardware. You are buying it for the Google software experience. It has things such as adaptive sound, which other phones do that. I think iPhones say they do that, where it says it adapts the EQ based off of your environment. I haven't really noticed a difference, but apparently it does something. It has adaptive connectivity, which decides which would be better to connect to, 5G or 4G. Let me read the description in the settings page. Let's find Adaptive connectivity extends battery life and improves device performance by automatically managing your network connections. It's not what I thought it meant at all. Okay, so that's what it does. It's a battery thing. It also, they added something called Extreme Battery Saver, which just shuts down every single app except for the ones you click as a prioritized app to save a bunch of battery life. Like if you're at like 5% or something and you're out still and you don't have anywhere to charge it, you click on that and it will last you hopefully long enough to get to a charger. And that's only scraping the surface of all the cool software features they put in this phone. So the final answer to should you or should you not buy this phone. I already explained that. Please rewatch that part. But do I think it is a good phone? Yes, it is a very good phone. Should you buy it? Why do I keep saying this? I'm just running out of ideas for this video. Google phone. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.